Hi folks, my name is Kat Lyacone and I'm a certified life coach helping build better lives. Today we're going to be talking about decisions. We have decisions to make all day long and sometimes it can be exhausting. So I heard of a phrase that I wanted to talk about. It's called decision fatigue. So we're going to be talking about what it is, what causes it, and 5 ways that you can avoid it. All right, so let's first start off with what is decision fatigue? Decision fatigue is the difficulty making good decisions and losing the awareness of identifying the best decision in comparison to the easiest one. And I think we've all experienced some of this, right? We're tired and we just go ahead and we make a decision and it didn't turn out to be the best one, but we just wanted to kind of get it done. All right, so what are some of the causes that this can bring about or how fatigue gets started? Number 1 is overstressed. A lot of things on our plate, a lot of things to do, demanding. That can be one of the causes. Another one is just being tired. Perhaps we didn't get a good night's rest the night before. That could be something that can bring it on. If you're hungry or if you're thirsty, I think I recall going to school many times and my mom making sure that I had a good meal in the morning so that I can go to school and I could learn that day. There is something to be said about being fed and being hydrated that helps keep us focused and not create that scenario of decision fatigue. Also, many decisions have to be made. Whether you are a manager, you're a customer service rep, you're a teacher, you're a point person, whatever it is, throughout the day in your job, you may have to make a lot of decisions. Some may be on autopilot, so it makes it a little easier, and others could be bigger decisions that can impact other people's lives or events or situations. And then also what can cause fatigue is just the time of day, right? If it's later in the day, and making those big decisions maybe is not the best time to do them. All right, so what happens, right? How do you know if you have this, right? Other than those characteristics I talked about, those are some of the causes. One of the ways to know this is if you feel like you really should procrastinate, or I like to think of prolong the decision, right? You don't want to make a decision right now. You don't really have the focus and the attention, so it's best to prolong it. And that could be a good thing if you don't have to make a decision right in that particular moment. Another one is impulsive. Sometimes I have even done this. I make an impulsive decision, impulsive buy just to be done with it. Instead of knowing if I took a little bit more time to evaluate, I may make a different decision. So that can force that impulsive reaction. Another one is an avoidance. I don't even want to make a decision. I'd rather just not even approach it, avoid it altogether. That could be another, side effect letting me know that I am decision fatigued. And then we have indecisive. I've done this at a restaurant, and maybe you have too. Go to a restaurant, and I'm really excited to go, but I'm sitting in the restaurant, I'm looking at the menu, and there's so many items that I don't know what to choose. And that could just be decision fatigue, and I just go with the decision, and that's it. And then the last one is make the easy decision. Now, sometimes this is okay, and sometimes it's not, depending upon the level of importance. But a lot of times we can make an easy decision just because it's there, right? It's not necessarily the best one, but we just make the easiest choice. So what are some of the things that we can do to try to prevent these things from happening in general, right? How can we prevent getting this decision fatigue? And I think one of them is planning our day ahead of time. Right? That could be like the night before. Just even get a sense of what the next day is going to be and anything you could do to plan in advance. The second thing could be do the most important things in the morning, right? Or find your sweet spot throughout the day. I have a couple people I know, and one person, 10 o'clock in the morning is their sweet spot when they're the most attentive, they're awake, and they can make some good decisions. That would be their time, right? For me, it's early in the morning. So find that time that works best for you. Also, making commitments and routines. It's kind of like building that schedule. Anything that you can do in advance, even if it's like planning your meals for the week, making a grocery list before you go to the grocery store. Simple things that we can implement that we know in our day-to-day lives that we'll need to do, but that if we make those decisions ahead of time, it'll make it easier for us so we don't have to worry about them later in the day to make those bigger decisions and then, again, end up with something that we're not quite prepared for. Eating and drinking. Just like I was talking about with going to school and making that decision, taking that exam, you want to make sure that you're aware and you are fed and you're hydrated and fully focused on the task at hand. That's a good way to do it. And then also getting plenty of rest. If you know you have some big decisions and a big day ahead of you the following day, maybe not binge watching on your favorite show and maybe going to bed at that time that works best for you, whether it's 9, 10 o'clock at night or however many hours that you know works best for you. So again, the decision fatigue, it's good ways to know on ways to combat it so that you can get ahead of it and make those better decisions that serve you. Thanks again for watching. I hope you like and please subscribe.